punishment range once it reaches aggravated kidnapping to first degree. First degree has a punishment range of up to 99 years in prison.
What? Oh, you said what? How many years?
Today we're gonna be diving into the life of Corey SSG and the stuff that's been going around him lately. So look guys, if you're not updated on the stuff, we're gonna walk you through the whole video because we're gonna explain every single thing. So what I want y'all to do is watch the video all the way to the end so you can understand exactly what is going on. But look guys, if you are new, don't forget to like the video, drop a comment, turn on that post notification bell so you be notified every time I drop a new video. But by me saying that, let's get into this video.
A new update in a case that expanded from Texas to Qatar.
Look, we'll come down there. Come on. Can't get over here.
Remember him? That's YouTuber Corey Pritchett Jr. Now, earlier this year, we reported that Pritchett allegedly kidnapped 2 women in Texas. He later hopped on a nearly 20-hour flight all the way to the Middle East, but not to Dubai like he once flaunted to his millions of social media followers.
I moved to Dubai. The people that's wondering.
So bro wasn't even in Dubai? Bro was in Qatar? Ain't that, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't that educated on overseas. Ain't that like the same thing though? Or am I tweaking? Somebody educate me in the comment. Y'all know I failed geography. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
Feels so good out here. My kids, listen. So I'm having more kids, right? With my future wife, for sure. And Aiden, my kids are gonna be homeschooled, bro. It's getting real wicked in the United States. A lot of y'all not paying attention because a lot of y'all sleep and the news outlets are not speaking on a lot of that's going on there. It's gonna get real over there. Y'all might think I'm lying. Y'all might think I'm just talking. Y'all seen other people probably saying it. But you know, people don't believe until the shit hit the fan. That's one thing I noticed about most people in the United States. They want to party, live life, until it hit the fan. When it hit the fan, and everybody, they want to scatter. No.
He instead ended up in Qatar. So how does a content creator with millions of followers end up on the FBI's radar? Well, it first started on November 20.
FBI? Oh, like FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation? Them niggas? Oh, Corey done got into some shit, boy. The FBI? I ain't gonna cap to you. If the FBI is on your ass, it's game over game, because them niggas don't play. They do not. But FBI? B100.
22nd, when a woman exchanged numbers with Pritchett. The unnamed woman told investigators she and a friend met up with Pritchett. First, it was harmless fun, like working out, ATV riding, and bowling. But it was that trip to the bowling alley where it took a dark turn. The 2 women reportedly felt like something was off when Pritchett and his 2 friends started acting strange. According to one of the women, they were repeatedly looking around, seemed on edge, and were acting suspicious. That's when they learned Pritchett and his friends were having issues with another group at the bowling alley. So the 2 women told Pritchett if he continued acting that way, he should just leave with his friends. So he left. But after some time, the women texted him to get their things out of his car. They all met up at an HEB, and Pritchett switched up his mood and offered them a ride home, and they said yes. But Pritchett flipped again. The women told investigators he began acting erratically and skipped what was supposed to be their route to get home. The women said Pritchett claimed someone was after him and started making phone calls. He then started driving so fast, going past 100 miles per hour. The women claim he pulled out a gun and started waving it through the sunroof while still driving erratically fast, then began firing the gold-color handgun out of the car window. One of the women reportedly told Pritchett,
Nigga busting on the interstate? Yo, these YouTube niggas kind of acting I ain't gonna lie to you. These new YouTube niggas are acting more gangster than these rappers. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. But so far, this shit sound kind of crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, it sounded kind of like a little setup. I ain't gonna cap to you. You pick Shorty then back up from the bowling alley, and next thing you know, a car following you. Man, that sound like a setup, don't it? Like, drop in a comment, bro. Don't that sound like a setup? That sound like setup behavior.
Pritchett to take her back to her apartment and try to calm him down by asking him to pray with them. But he still continued driving crazy fast down the I-10 highway. One of the women told police Pritchett then made a video call to another woman saved in his phone as future wife. He allegedly asked the woman on the call, "If I had the perfect opportunity and was in the middle of nowhere where no one could hear them scream, should I just go ahead and do it?" And the woman on the line reportedly responded, yes. The women in the car told police that Pritchett told them, "I'm gonna F y'all and then kill y'all." By this point, the women said they were texting one another during all of this, but told authorities Pritchett then started pointing the gun at them and took their phones away so they couldn't communicate with each other. According to police, Pritchett then pulled off the highway onto the shoulder of I-10 near Sealy, Texas. Seemingly with a change of heart, he told the women to get out of his car, allegedly telling them, "This is your..."
I ain't gonna lie to you. This story's all over the place. First, the nigga said he was gonna them, and then right after that, he said, "Oh yeah, I'm finna just gonna let y'all out and so y'all can be about y'all day." After I just told y'all that I'm finna, that shit not adding up in no type of way. Like if Corey did this for real, like say on everything he done this for real, that's some dumbass shit to do to let them go, right? Knowing that they gonna call 12. But so far, this shit sound like it's made up. I'm not saying it's made up. I'm just saying it sound like it's made up. Cause the story is not added up in no type of way.
Only opportunity. So you can imagine how scary this is. You're dropped off in the middle of the night, left stranded, and your phone is taken from you. The women told police they spent more than an hour along the side of the highway before they were able to flag down a driver who called 911. But their stories were corroborated by a huge clue that would help investigators piece together what happened. One of the women had the Life 360 app on her phone, and screenshots, which included timestamps and the route they took, supported the victim's story of what happened. Pritchett was ID'd through his driver's license and social media pages. But a huge problem. When investigators reached out to him, his phone was no longer in service. Instead, they found out through his TikTok that he was planning to move to Dubai. So here's where the FBI steps in. They found out Pritchett didn't buy a ticket there, instead purchased a one-way ticket to Qatar on December 9th. It didn't stop authorities, though, from charging him. And December 26th, he was charged with aggravated kidnapping. And despite the serious charge, Pritchett, like most content creators, kept on posting. On January 4th, he posted an article from the Houston news station KPRC, along with the caption, in part saying, "Let the show begin, #Houston, Texas. Let me show you how to take the monsters down, the #smooth."
I ain't gonna lie to you. One thing I can say about Corey, this nigga is an internet nigga for real, because you know for a fact that these niggas are out here looking for you. You know FBI is looking for you, but yet you still posting on social media. Like, I'm gonna put y'all on game real quick though. Like, if you ever get caught up in some shit to where you ain't gotta be the FBI, like 12 looking for you, don't post on social media, bro, because you're just building a case on yourself. And I know for a fact Corey didn't just stop with this text. He was on live, probably making videos saying, "Oh, he gonna beat this and that." I know for a fact he done that. So he just low-key building a small case on himself to where they can use that shit in court. So this was a dumbass move on his position. Like, if once you already leave, I'm not posting, nigga. You would not know where I'm at. You nigga, bro, you will never see me again. I don't care if I do not care if I'm guilty or not. Once I'm out of the country, you're going to have to catch me, because I'm not coming back. I'm not posting or none of that.
Way. You see it say accused, right? Don't worry, LOL. I'm finna give you the details on here and in the court of law. Well, that all caught up to him, and this week he was arrested on the aggravated kidnapping charge. And all the wealth he flaunted on social media might have just been that, for social media. According to KPRC in Houston, his financial affidavit showed he requested a public defender, reporting his monthly income at a whopping $0.00 and no listed assets.
Damn. I ain't gonna lie to you. 9 out of 10, he probably got his money in the LLC. If not, you fuck, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. You got $0 and you facing a kidnapping charge? Oh yeah, you fuck, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you. Corey used to talk about how he used to have real estate, all this. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope your cash flow money good, Swim, because I ain't gonna lie to you. If you don't got no money, your income is like actually, you fuck. I ain't gonna lie to you. You are a fuck. And don't trust that public defender. They on your ass too. They working with them. They trying to get you in jail. I've never seen a public defender that done their job for real. Never, not once.
I want to give a huge thank you to you, our viewers, and our amazing sponsors like Upside. Upside is a super cool and free app that gets you cash back on daily
No
So
free
why not
promo.
check it out and see if you're even use
No,
our
no
promo
free
code
promo.
LC News and get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. Again, that's promo code LC News for an extra 20.
Further is Texas-based criminal defense attorney Bridget Williams. Bridget, thank you so much for joining me today. You know, this case is an interesting one. You have a social media content creator and personality. He's accused of kidnapping two women, fleeing off to Qatar. What's your reaction to this case?
It's something that is definitely mind blowing when we think about it. So we have this young man who is charged with the offense of aggravated kidnapping. I'm interested to see the timing of everything because when we talk about did he flee or abscond to the UAE, when was he notified about the charge and was that something that he considered when he booked his flight to Qatar, or was that something he already did? You know, that's something that will come out in the evidence, but it's definitely something to take into consideration. I'm sure the court took that into consideration when setting his bond as well.
Yeah, that $100,000 bond is a lot of money for sure. You know, and talk to me a little bit about the law in Texas of aggravated kidnapping. How serious is that charge, and how long could Corey Pritchett face behind bars if he's convicted or pleads guilty to a charge like this?
So we'll start with just like the basics of kidnapping. So kidnapping is a third degree felony. And so that's like the intentional or knowingly abducting of another person. It's escalated to an aggravated kidnapping with a couple of different circumstances that can occur. One of them is if the person attempts to inflict bodily harm or sexual abuse on the other. And that's what this person is being charged with. The offense has a punishment range once it reaches aggravated kidnapping to first degree. First degree has a punishment range of up to 99 years in prison.
What? Oh, you said what? You how many years? Hold up, she said the what?
First degree. First degree has a punishment range of up to 99 years in
99? Oh, I ain't gonna lie to you, Corey. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit scared me, and I'm not even in that situation. 99, bro. You sitting to the judge, and the judge say you are facing 99. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't no hoe. A nigga might start crying here and there. I ain't gonna 99, nigga. That's the rest of my life. 99.
prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Now, if Corey can show that this is one of the defenses that he dropped the ladies off in a safe area, then technically the charge can be reduced to a second degree. However, in this particular instance, I don't foresee that being something that he will say as he dropped them off on the side of the interstate. Right. So that doesn't make it a safe environment. But if a person can show that they did release the victim into a safe area, then their charge from aggravated kidnapping can be reduced from a first degree to.
Bro, she basically just said this nigga fucked. Like straight up, she just said out her own mouth. If he dropped them off in a safe area, which if y'all didn't know in the video, y'all paid attention. This nigga dropped them off on the interstate in Texas at nighttime, dark as fuck, right? It will be dropped from a first degree to a second degree. So she basically already said he already facing first degree. Yo, I would have fled too. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I would have fled too. I'm gone. I'm out this bitch. Fuck am I here for?
To a second.
Oh, wow, that's just a lot of time. Plus, you know, the gravity of the situation is very serious. And I remember when this story first came about, you know, and it seemed through his social media that Corey Pritchett didn't appear, I should say, to be really kind of taking it seriously. If you kind of just go off what he put on social media, he kind of even blamed the women he was with. So I kind of, given everything that we know right now, I want to ask you, do you agree that this was the right charge in this case?
I do think it's the right charge because this is based off of what the women have said to the investigators, because otherwise it would just be a kidnapping. If I was Cora's defense counsel now, I would make this be a trial case because there's several issues here with the case. So it could be it's interesting portion for this particular case. So the first thing to think about is that the women voluntarily got into the vehicle with him, and that's going to be something that defense counsel raises. Now it transitions, and this is the arguable part here, is that it can transition into a kidnapping when the women have stated in their testimony with investigators that he pointed a gun at both of them and stated in some very colorful language that he was going to sexually abuse them and then even kill them. And so that's when it transitions into an aggravated kidnapping at that point. Now, the text messages between the women and Corey, that's going to play a very important role in if this case continues to be a trial or if he accepts some type of plea agreement. And so that information would really be important as far as it being a trial or a plea agreement.
And I'm sure, when investigators probably first learned of this case, it probably is hard for these two women to go and tell police, we met this guy, we hung out with him all day, we went to the bowling alley with him. Then all this stuff happened. He dropped us off on the side of the road. But investigators say they used one of the women's phones using a Life 360 app to kind of piece together what had happened, corroborating further their own accounts of what happened in their story. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on that type of evidence and how Corey Pritchett's defense attorneys might be able to poke holes, if they can poke holes in this evidence of kind of leading where the phone took them, and just how Life 360 kind of played a part in corroborating their stories. Can the defense really poke any type of holes in that?
Yeah, well, I'm not completely.
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. They saying a whole lot of bullshit. Like I ain't gonna catch you. They saying a whole lot of bullshit because it's not even up to they opinion at the end of the day. Like she probably working to put this nigga in jail, so she probably gonna try to put. I'm not saying she purposely doing this shit, but she's saying she's gonna push in some way. Like nigga, she just giving an explanation of like nigga, you fucked up. Already saying this nigga facing first degree, putting that shit in the air. Already facing one. But one lesson y'all niggas can take from this, you females too. Don't trust these bitches, boy. Don't trust nobody, bro. A woman. Let me say a woman. Two women just fucked this nigga life up permanently, all because of one mistake. Even if they tried to set him up, which I think in the beginning they really did, cause the way that Shorty explained it sounded like a setup. A car start following you after I start picking you up. That shit sound kind of like a setup, right? It could have went both ways. Corey could have got set up and got right. It could have ended there, right? Or he did what he did and let them out, and he still got fucked up. So either way it goes, it's a lose-lose situation for any male in any of this situation. So in the comment down below, drop a comment. What would y'all do in this situation? How would y'all play this out? Would y'all do the same thing Corey did and bounce, leave? Like, what would y'all do? Cause purpose me, I don't know what the fuck I do. I don't know, for real. I don't know what the fuck going on.
Completely sure how Life 360 app works. My understanding is that it can be a GPS tracker, which allows for people to be able to track the phone location. And so there may be some other features that it allows for, and so to help corroborate the women's story. But the prosecution is going to be looking in every possible option to corroborate these women's stories, because that's the only way that they're going to proceed and be victorious in a aggravated kidnapping charge, because otherwise it's their word against his word. And so they're going to be looking for every option, every opportunity, everything that they have in order to use to move forward with this aggravated kidnapping charge.
And do you see a case like this going to trial? I can only imagine what that could even look like. But do you see a case like this going to trial? And if not, do you see prosecutors possibly offering Corey Pritchett a deal in this case?
I would say I would foresee it going to a trial setting. A lot of times when it is one person's word against the other person's word, a lot of times those cases do go to trial. And
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's one black nigga against two mixed female. The odds don't look good for Corey no type of way, bro. The court is not meant for niggas to win, bro. We all know that, so we not gonna act all brand new. And I'm not gonna come on here preaching you niggas, but we all know the court is not meant for niggas to win, bro. We is basically 100 to 1. Cause think about it, it's two females. How many people you think is gonna side with them females? It don't matter if the nigga right or wrong. How many people you think are gonna side with these females just because they're females and they look good at that anyway? So all they gotta do is play the scary card. Like that nigga threatened my life. They don't, bro. Once you're a nigga and you threaten two mixed female life, supposedly, bro, you fuck. They already against you from the get go, bro. So it's like it's really not up to their word, to be honest. It's already looking like a lose in this situation because it's 2 against 1. It's two voices against one, and majority of people is gonna side with the females anyway. So I hope, I ain't gonna count to you, I hope he came out on top on this shit. Like I hope it's so they settle this shit properly or fairly. But majority of the time that never happens.
So again, with the women voluntarily got into the vehicle with him, and we move forward into it transitions to that aggravated kidnapping based off of their testimony that he pointed the gun at them and said that he was going to kill them. And so at that point is the transition over. And so I do foresee this being a trial case unless the prosecution offers him, I would say, a reduction down, so a reduced offer, which happens sometimes. It just depends on the evidence that they have and what they will be charging him with going forward. And so they may offer him a reduction, some type of probationary period that could include some jail time or could include some classes. We don't know. But unless they offer him something that's reduced, I could see this being a trial case.
And what do you make of just the whole aspect of Corey Pritchett being this social media personality, being this content creator with millions of followers?
He's still human. He's still a nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. You turn the phone off, this is what a lot of y'all don't get. Y'all turn this motherfucking phone off, y'all still human, my nigga. It doesn't matter how much money y'all can see it firsthand. It doesn't matter how much money you got, how many cars you got. It's all cool and shit. But once that motherfucking shit hit the fan and you end up in some shit like this, the judge not looking at your social media follower. The jury not looking at your jury. They're not looking at none of that. They looking past all that. They looking at you as a person, what you be doing. They gonna look at your track record and everything. You fuck up one time in your life. That's what I be telling these I'm a young nigga myself. I'm tweaking. Let me tell you. I be telling y'all, don't get no fucking record, nigga. Avoid that shit because, nigga, you can get famous all the fuck you want. You end up in this situation, they gonna look at that record. And I ain't gonna lie to you, don't let it be no crazy shit. Cause they gonna bring that shit gonna stay with you for the rest of your life. For the rest of your life. You fuck up one time, they look, you fuck up one time, your ass is back in jail, my nigga. And they might lock you up for some crazy shit just because you more famous now. Your bond that was 100K is now 1 million. Probably more, just because you got a name now. So they not gonna look at Corey as this nigga got 1 million followers. They gonna look at him as Corey Pritchett Jr., my nigga. A nigga from Alabama. And don't let him have a record, because they going to throw that shit in his face. Y'all know that. Come on, bro.
And then you have that other aspect too, where, we all know, covering a lot of stories kind of similar to this one, that, not everything that you see on social media is really what it is in real life. And for example, in this case, Corey Pritchett signing that financial affidavit, one asking for a public defender and two saying that he has like no assets or money to pay for a defense attorney. What do you kind of make of just that, 360 or 180, I should say, just from seeing the persona that we all see on social media versus what these allegations are and what he's being accused of?
Yeah, I think that's a really great point, in that things are not always as they appear. And so sometimes people present their best selves, or we don't know what they're using to present their best selves, or this facade of who they want to be on social media. We have no idea. But if he had the assets or had any type of a financial resources available, then he could have used those resources to post his bond, right? He has $100,000 bond. If he were to use a bail bondsman company, most of the time the bail bondsman companies will charge a portion of that amount. And so they generally don't pay the full amount. And then the bail bondsman company is just responsible for the remaining amount. So they say that the bail bondsman company charges you 10%. So they may pay 10% to the bail bondsman company, and then that's all that the defendant or his family would pay out of pocket in order for him to be released. And so, in my mind, that's saying that $10,000 is what he would have to put up. Now, that's still not a small amount of money, right? But however, if you are saying that you're this person who goes to Qatar and do all these things again, we don't know what someone's financial responsibility.
Ain't no nigga, and let me rephrase that. Ain't no nigga leaving the country with $0 and zero ass. I'm not now. Listen, don't use this motherfucker in court and saying I said I don't know this nigga at all. I don't know shit about this nigga. I'm just saying from a point of view, my point of view, ain't no nigga or nobody leaving the country, which tickets still cost, my nigga, to fly to Dubai. Even if it's in the UAE, that shit still cost a couple bands. Ain't nobody leaving the country with $0 in their bank account. None. Now, Corey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if y'all know this side of Corey, but what if you watch that side of Corey, that nigga know a little shit about business. So he got, look, what is known don't need to be said. I fucked that all up, but look, if you know, you know.
These are what their resources are. And so we just, you never know what a person's financial aspects are.
Yeah, of course, because given, we never know that maybe all the money was kind of put into this move to the Middle East possibly as well too, which could explain, the no assets or no money for a defense attorney. And speaking of that, where do you think this whole aspect of him fleeing off to Qatar, even though he told his followers he was going to Dubai, where do you think that all kind of plays into kind of potentially an admission of guilt? Do you think that this, I know we kind of spoke briefly about it earlier in our discussion, but do you think it was planned? Do you think it was to kind of get away from what he's being accused of? Or do you think that it was just, you know what, I do want this new life for myself. I do want to try to move out here and just start fresh. Or do you think it kind of played into what he's being accused of?
I think that's going to boil down to the timing. So when did he book his flight to Qatar? When did he book all of the things that are related to starting this new life in Qatar or the UAE, wherever it is? When did you do these things? Was it before or was it after you were charged with this offense? That's what it's going to boil down to. As far as for an admission of guilt, I don't think it goes to an admission of guilt. However, it can show that he was absconding or trying to flee away from the charge and the responsibilities and the punishment of it, again, based on the timing. And so best believe if I was a prosecutor, I'm going to be bringing that up in a trial setting. I'm sure that they brought that up in the bond setting, which is why his bond is what it is. And so that is information that can be brought up in a trial setting. Now, again, if that flight or all of the plans that he made happened prior to the charge, then defense counsel is going to say, well, this is just plans that he made for him to better himself and his career, right? And that's something that it just centers around the timing.
And I guess we'll have to wait and see how this all continues to play out. Bridget, I want to thank you so much for your time today. But before we sign you off, though, where do you think this whole entire case goes from here?
Well, what happens after this time period is that Corey, until or unless he can place the bond or pay for the bond, he will be in the Harris County Jail until this trial or until he accepts some type of plea agreement. So until the trial moves forward or until he accepts a plea agreement. Now, that could be anywhere between now and years from now, honestly. The defense counsels can file something for a speedy trial if he is sitting in jail and cannot make the bond. So they can file that. However, that still can be another year or so. We don't know how long that could be. And so these trials don't happen immediately. And so it can take some time.
Yeah, and again, going to have to wait and see how this all continues to play out. Bridget, again, thank you so much for your insight into this case. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Corey Pritchett Jr.'s bond was initially set at $100,000. Now it's at $200,000.
What the fuck? Why did it go up? What did they figure out to where this nigga shit went up another 100K? What is happening to bro, right? Bro, 20 bands? His shit just went up from 100K to 200K in a matter of like 2 weeks. God damn.
Okay, guys, so look, that's the end of the video. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Despite what all these people say, at the end of the day, this is all a game to these niggas, bro. They're just making content themselves. Yes, they the news and all this shit, but it's still content. You're still paying attention to it. So, I ain't gonna lie to you, if Corey get free, or if Corey get locked up for 99 years, like they said, they don't give a fuck, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. They're gonna move on with their life. So are you, bro. You're gonna move on with your life. You're not gonna worry about none of this shit at all. So stay away from these women, bro. Stay away from any woman. Get you that one female. Stay down. Stack your bread up with her, and I promise you, you will not be in this situation. And that's the life lesson for the day, bro. Stay away from these women. They'll fuck your whole life up in a matter of a second. Corey just went from one of the biggest niggas in the world to a convicted criminal in the span of a month. That's how real shit gets out here, bro. So y'all be good. Y'all stay tuned. I'm gonna be dropping more videos for y'all, more content, more everything. Go ahead and leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop another video. And if you want any video that you want me to react to, go ahead and hit my DM on Instagram. Go ahead and hit me up in the comment section. Email me, whatever. I don't care what you do. Just contact me if you want me to react to a video for you. And by me saying that, bro, stay tuned for the next video.